Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all. Welcome back to Soropati Learning Solutions. So, in this particular video series, we will continue to learn installing, configuring, and managing VMware vSphere version 8 infrastructure. So, we will practically execute following steps in this particular part 13 chapter 2 video. In the chapter 1 video, we have installed our VEEAM server, backup server, if you remember. In the chapter 2 video, we will be doing the actual backing up our VMware vSphere vCenter server version 8 update 3E and build number 2467446 via VEEAM Backup Manager through VM level backup. Okay, so we will be moving on to the chapter 2 now. Okay, so let's start. So the first step is through VEEAM Backup and Replication Console, Home, Backup Job, select Virtual Machine. So I will come back to my DC system. And I will open my VEEAM Backup and Replication Console. I will say connect. And now we need to choose under the home menu, there is a backup job and select virtual machine. Okay, so under home there is an option called backup job and there is an option called virtual machine. Now why virtual machine? Because our vCenter server is running as a virtual machine in our vSphere infra. So I will say virtual machine over here. So next is we need to provide an appropriate name to our backup job. So I'm just giving a name. Next is on virtual machines, add objects. We need to go to the ESX401 and select vCenter server VM and click add. So I'll say next over here. I'll click on add and under the host and clusters you can see over here ESX401. Because our VM is under ESX401, I will expand this and I will select VMware vCenter server and I will say add. Click next on virtual machine addition window. In the next screen, we need to select the new backup repository which we have created earlier and click next. So the backup repository, whatever we have created earlier, we need to change that one. So VMware vSphere backup repository, right? In the earlier module we have created this. Okay, and before clicking next, just need to show this option. Retention policy means for how many days it will keep the copy of your backup. That means maximum 7 copies it is keeping. After the 7th copy it will override the first copy. That means the 8th one will be a repeated one, means the newer one. The first one will get erased. So at any point of time maximum 7 backup copies are present. Okay, so let it be like that only and I will say next. So on guest processing, keep default values and click next. So here guest processing, we don't need to change anything because we are taking a full VM level backup. Okay, so suppose you are taking a backup of your SQL server or any other database server, so you can select those options, enable application aware processing and all, but as of now we don't have to click anything over here. I will say next. So next is on a schedule. Define your preferable schedule and click apply. So here this is the most important window over here. This backup job will run on a particular schedule, so you can choose whichever schedule is best suitable as per your production infra. So either daily 10 p.m. and then every day, or you can choose whatever. So I'm just keeping daily 10 p.m. that's fine, and finally I'm clicking apply. Okay, next is on summary, verify backup job summary and click finish. So this is the summary of our backup job, and I will say finish. Okay, so now this particular backup job for VMware vSphere vCenter server has been created. Okay, backup job has been created, but it's currently in stopped mode. Okay, so right click on newly created backup job and click start. So this is the manual way of taking a backup, otherwise it will run as per the schedule whatever we have defined in the creation window. Okay, so as of now it will run 10 p.m. every day, but for this lab purpose I'm running it manually once. So I will right click on it and I will say start, and you can see it is running now. Okay, so monitor the vCenter server backup process. So I have started the backup process over here, so it may take some time to complete. You can see over here it is doing various tasks, like it is building the list of objects to process. VM size is 584, that is provision space, that means the thick provision space, but out of which the dynamic space is 72.1 GB. Out of that 72.1 GB also Vim will zip the entire content to somehow 50%, and the actual size of our backup will be somewhere around 30 to 32 GB or 34 GB, something around that value. Okay, but we will see once this backup is completed what are the backup job types, files it has created, what are the sizes and all. We will see everything. As of now it is just started to build my job because this is the first time whatever we are taking the backup, so it may take some time. Once this is completed I will come back to you with the status. Now you can see it has just started to process the backup. It is showing as of now 1%. It will take some time at the first point, but then once it started to read the data, it will the process will get fasten up. Okay, so you can see 2% and all. So let it complete. I will just give you the total time duration, how much time it is taking and all at the end of this particular process. Alright, so as you can see our backup job is about to complete. It has been completed. 99%. Okay, so let me just maximize this, and once this is 100%, we will verify that what all summary it is showing. Now you can see it is success 100%. Okay, so we have taken the VMware vCenter server VM's backup successfully through VIM. Okay, now in a real production scenario, your VMware vCenter server can be a physical server also. Okay, so accordingly you need to take the backup through VIM. Okay, and now you can see over here, this is the job summary for your VMware vCenter servers backup. Okay, now let's go back to our PPT. So confirm that vCenter server backup process status is success, that we have already confirmed over here, right? So next is note down following backup parameters. So what all parameters we need to check? Job status success, that we have already checked, no warnings or errors. Then VM size 584.9 GB provision and 72.7 thin provision actually used. So let's see how much it is saying. 584.9 VM size and 72.1 is actually used. Okay, now it is changing a bit, because last time when while preparing this PPT it was showing 584.9 and 72.7, but now it is showing 584.9 and 72.1. so this is fine. Next is processed 105.5 GB before compression. So as you can see, the processed is 104.6 GB 100%, and the actual thin provision is 72.1 GB. Okay, so what does that means? The actual thick provision space, that particular vCenter VM is taking 104.6 GB, but as I said earlier, while taking the backup, while creating this particular PPT, it was taking 105.5. so this value keeps changing at times. Here in this particular live session it is showing 104.6, previously it was showing 105. That's fine. And the actual read data, the actual thin provisioning space is 72.1 GB, right? So it was showing 72.7 GB, and now the actual transfer data 36.1 GB over here, but here it is transfer data is 35.8 GB in this particular live session. Okay, so these parameters are random, but it is nearby values. So when I took the backup file creating this particular PPT, it was showing these many values. Now it is showing nearby those values. Okay, so that's fine. It has successfully taken our vCenter backup anyhow, and the resulting vbk.vbk file is 31.3 GB on disk. Okay, so let's go back to our main machine, and I will go back to my D drive. I will go back to my repository path. So D backup VMware vSphere backup infra, and this is the job thing. Okay, so you can see over here, this is the vbk file. Let's see how much it is showing. 31.2 GB. So as I said, it is further compressing our .vbk file or the backup file. Okay, so we have successfully completed our VIM vCenter server through VIM backup and replication server. Okay, so this completes the second module, where we have taken the backup of our vCenter server. So thanks all for watching this video. This is your host signing off from Swaroop IT Solution. If you like this particular video, do share with your IT colleagues and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again. Have a good day.